the IMTV Velocities of Music. Today, folks, I am very excited to do this album, as I know Tom is too. Elbow's 2011 release, Build a Rocket Boys, we did an album review of it. This is it. And we're kind of jacked about this review because I think we both loved this album. But Tom, what were your thoughts on Elbow? You got me into Elbow. It's been a year now, and I've gone through all of Elbow's work and Guy Garvey's albums and his unique songwriting talent. He's a British guy. I just inherently love British music when you grew up on Radiohead. So, anyways.
Well, this is their 5th album. Their first album, Asleep in the Back, is actually probably one of my favorite albums of all time. Right. Really dark sound. To me, they kind of sound like Coldplay or Doves, only they're much darker than Coldplay, a little more somber, and not quite as rockin' as Doves.
And I really get a huge. I've always gotten a huge Peter Gabriel vibe.
Oh yeah,
he's just what Peter Gabriel. He's the reincarnation of.
And that's why it made perfect sense when Peter Gabriel did a cover of
Guy Garvey's
Elbow on So, anyways. This band, very much art rock though. So they have some more rockin' tracks, but in general the tracks tend to be slower. But from their first album, Sleep in the Back, they had Leaders of the Free World, Cast of Thousands, which those two, I've liked them, but I've always liked Asleep in the Back, Seldom Seen Kid a lot more. And coming right out of Seldom Seen Kid in 2008. This is their album after that, and it sounds probably the most like that one of all their work. I mean, what do you know? That makes sense, a progression. But the thing I love about this band is that they're consistent. They have never put out anything that you could even call remotely bad. All of their albums are great, and I think they've even topped themselves on this one. This album, from the first time I listened to it, I was like, okay, this is something to behold. I look at the track listing, I see the first track, The Birds, is over 8 minutes long. And already, before I listen to it, I'm going, oh man, Elbow, you'd better do something awesome with that song, or, because trying to justify opening an album with an 8-minute song is pretty hard to do. And then I listened to that song, and I was just like, oh my God,
it's
they justified it.
It's one of the best written songs I feel like I've ever heard.
It is absolutely amazing. Like, if you listen to this album and you listen to that song and you don't like it, then just don't listen to the rest of it because you're not going to like it.
Yeah, but it's going to be a great indicator.
Exactly.
Because they do a lot of things where they do a lot of builds and song where they'll build something up and break it down and then rebuild it. And then songs even lead into each other.
But honestly, I don't know how you could listen to that song and not have your mind be blown. And through the rest of the album, I mean...
Well, if you are, then you're just genre biased, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
If you don't like the genre, then obviously.
Yeah, we can't help you there.
But if you like this genre of music, if you like that British sound, that kind of art rock sound, I don't know what you could possibly say that is bad about this record. It is so good. There's so much emotion in all the songs. The instrumentals shine even more than a lot of Elbow albums. I mean, while Guy Garvey's voice is great, everyone else in the band is doing a lot.
Oh, I think this is the best vocals I've ever heard on an Elbow album.
Yeah.
I mean, hands down.
It's so good.
I was blown away by a lot of the vocals, a lot of the big choral vocals that they put in on some of the songs. But what really surprised me, what really got me to fall in love with this one hit you right away.
Yeah.
It took me 4 or 5 listens. I've listened to this one 8 times now. It took me 4 or 5 listens before I really just went crazy and just fell in love with this. And what I did is I noticed how they were doing it, how Elbow was able to construct these songs. There's such a huge variety of instrumentation, of songwriting capability, and just sounds, just the diversity in the sound. All these songs, you have so many different types of sounds being thrown at you in the 50 minutes that this album takes place, and it's quite amazing. So how they structured the album has to be perfect, because if it's not, then it's just going to sound like a gigantic mess. And I didn't feel like it sounded like a gigantic mess. I felt like it flowed quite perfectly. And the way that they did that is just they were very conscious of what they were doing. They put songs with big, loud, emotional releases and builds and lots of contrast up against songs that were a little bit longer, a little bit more brooding, even a little bit more moody and quiet. And that just consciousness of what they were doing shows that they're a band that's willing to go the extra mile. They had a scope that was big enough to make a grand album. The fact that the last 2 songs, you have the Birds reprise, and then it goes into Dear Friends. That's something, Dear Friends is a track pick of mine.
Very moving song.
Yep. It's in 3, and it's piano and Guy Garvey singing, and it's just this beautiful, beautiful song, and it's a great way to close the album. I don't want to blab about how much I love this album. I think we've nailed some of the some of the qualities. I think
just listen to it.
Right.
Just listen to it.
Right. The songwriting is fantastic. The production, I feel like, is very, very good. Oh, and one thing I did want to mention is I noticed that there was, while you have all this great raw real instrumentals going on, you also have a mix of electronic elements being produced into the sound.
But they work so well into it.
Exactly, and it's all about how they mesh together. You never feel like the weight is in one domain or the other. It's a perfect complement, and that's something you see so rare in music that you just have to give it credit where credit's due here. You know, the only thing that we were able to really talk about, Tom, to poke holes in this thing, is that sometimes it feels like the tracks go on for a while, but you know what? When something's good, we don't want to feel like we've never given a really, really, really high score. The best score we've ever given to a new album is we gave Arcade Fire the Suburbs pretty high. But we're going to go even higher here, I think. I'm giving this a perfect 100.
I am too. I don't know what you could say that is wrong with this album.
I think that this meets all of the criteria I'm looking for in music that's coming out. This one truly, this will be a classic for me. It'll be on my list. It'll probably be best album of the year for me. We'll see how it goes.
Hopefully more albums this good come out.
But this definitely,
I hope there's a challenger.
This definitely sets the standard for just awesome album. So, tell us what you think. Now, we understand that you're probably not going to agree with us on everything here, which is fine. So tell us what you liked or didn't like about it and why. We loved everything about it, so this will give us a lot of really good talking points. But if you did agree with us, then let's just celebrate and listen to this a whole lot, because we're passing this one out. We're telling everybody to listen to it and saying this, just get into the Elbow mindset, because you know it's an awesome album. So tell us what you think at www.velocitiesandmusic.com or youtube.com/velocitiesandmusic. I'm Jake.
I'm Tom.
And we are VIMTV, moving music critique forward.